I'm the Vixen from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10.
Hi, I'm Dita Riss from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4.
Welcome to Queer Table. Please remember to follow us on all social media platforms, and remember, sharing is caring.
And remember to subscribe to the Patreon. The link is in the description, and make sure you're supporting your queer arts, okay? Okay.
Now, shall we proceed?
Yes, indeed.
Come on.
Would you get involved in a friend's relationship if you knew it was toxic?
Yes.
I say yes too, but I'm thinking.
What do you mean involved?
Get involved.
No. Not like.
So I mean, if it's toxic, why are we trying to save this relationship? Let's just all be best with.
I mean, like get involved as in like y'all need to break up.
Yeah.
Like would you say something?
See, I say no because I feel like at least from me, like I kind of want to figure things out for myself. And I don't think it's really somebody else's place to be like, oh, your relationship's not good. Like, you know what's good and what's not good.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You see,
I
kind of wish that someone kind of like stepped on my situation. Like people tried, but they were family, and like I was also young, and they're like, we know what's better for you. I'm like, but no, you don't.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend who like was in a really bad relationship, and I was kind of an advocate for like getting rid of him because he just wasn't good for her, and I succeeded, and I ended up having to even tell her like I told you so, and she did not want to have to tell me like, damn, you were right, but
it's like I'd rather be the friend who told you what you needed to hear even when you didn't want to hear it than the friend who just sat there and
just sat there and watched.
Yeah,
because I don't like watching my friends look stupid. I really hate that.
I was gonna say the company that I try and keep. I'm a very aware person, so I like to be around other aware people because if other people are not aware, when I raise things that are coming to my awareness, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for me, my friend group, it's more so of a question of like, okay, I know what I'm in, I know what this is, so when I'm ready to leave, I'm gonna leave. Right now, as my friend, I need support. When I'm ready to go at 3 a.m., can I call you? That's me.
Yeah.
And of course, if you ask me like, hey, what do you... Fuck that nigga, girl. But if you're not asking me, I'm assuming you know what tea is already. Because I just hold my people to that standard.
Describe Donald Trump in 5 words or less.
Dumb, stupid, unintelligent,
Racist, sexist,
rapist.
Look how fucking orange you look. That's not 5 words.
I just will go. I said it on a few episodes. I'll keep saying it. The man just, I'm top 5 words, but just needs a dictionary. Like, just needs a dictionary.
He needs to read any book.
Like,
any book.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Oh, and if he goes to Sesame Street, put him in that damn trash can. Don't let his ass out, please.
Can you be friends with someone who doesn't believe in gay marriage or gay adoption?
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Well, actually, my boyfriend doesn't believe in gay marriage, so
It's not like y'all gonna be friends.
I think it piggybacks on the conversation. I shouldn't say he doesn't believe in gay marriage. He doesn't believe in marriage.
Yeah, I feel that. If you don't believe in it, it still exists. It's like, now, if you support it, if you support my choice to do it,
yeah,
that's the thing. Because I feel like a lot of times we've probably all experienced with our family and friends, is like they weren't believing in something or supportive of something until it was you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now that you know it's me, it's real context, get with the program.
Yeah.
But if you want to be my lover, you got to get what my
friend.
Asian baby that I adopted on.
Okay. like, hello.
The same with like religious friends who are like, I know you're going to hell, but I still love you. Like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like if you don't, if you're
Do you really love me?
like, if you're not
You
going
know
to
that I'm
support me
going to
fully,
hell. Do you really love me?
I mean, did you really have love for me when you were sitting across from the Pride Parade saying that the God hates fag sign? I'm just saying. It's like, those questions have to be
like
answered.
for me, all or nothing. Like there's no in between.
Is gay pride an appropriate event to bring underage children?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I had this conversation with my auntie about this because I have a nephew and stuff like that. They wanted to go, and I wish our pride was a little bit more censored, especially for the little kids. I mean, I know we like dress up in thongs and like do this, like we all have our own fetish and stuff like that. We're free to do whatever we want. But it kind of be mindful that there's other little kids and like there's queer little kids. Like we were once little and we knew we were queer and like we never had that space to be with other queer people. And it's like, I don't know, that's my thing in life is
I
think
agree
about.
with you to some degree. I do think that there is a sense of like lewdness that happens on Pride that I think to some people they think that's just celebration, but also it's like it is. I mean, Pride is a really family. If you really look at the heart of it, it's really a family kind of.
I think where the disconnect happens is like for a lot of people when Pride started, it was for people who didn't have a family to go to. And now as we progress, now we do have children and we do have allies who want to bring their children and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, now how do we let both parties exist? And I kind of think.
But I also think it's interesting how they are. We both, I think I can attest to this, that I've definitely done drag shows where I have been lip syncing some very foul-mouthed things, and there have been underage
in a
kids.
child's face.
and there have been kids in the audience, like at a Hamburger Mary's or something like that, and there are kids in the
Been a lot
audience.
of places, seen a lot of things.
And like the kid walks up to me, yes, in the middle of Comedy Licks, and tips me, or like you're at Pride festivals, and the kids walk up to the stage and give you money, and I have to tell myself when that's happened. Those kids have no idea what I'm saying. They just are so happy to see the queen on stage. You know what I mean? So I think like we have to remember like drag. Like I don't know. If we're gonna expose them to drag, then we should be fine with exposing them to somebody walking in a jockstrap or underwear because that's not gonna change.
And it's like that just opens up the conversation to us being comfortable with our bodies and to not make not every naked person is sexual. You know what I mean? Like if you went to Carnival, there would be all types of titties out there.
Exactly.
And I think
really good example.
where the issue comes in is that we talked about, yes, gay pride itself is not an issue for children, but sometimes when we think about gay pride and the origins of it, gay people who would come would sexualize themselves as celebration because they're amongst their community and they haven't been able to do it before. So now when they sexualize themselves as celebration, yes, they're amongst their community, but they're also amongst children who don't understand that sexualization.
I think there definitely needs to be like areas where like maybe, and it's like the thing is like who gets territory of the parade, because I think there should definitely be family friendly areas to celebrate Pride. And like maybe the parade is not the one because you really can't control what's coming down the street. So
you can't control what's coming down the street, but I can mark off an area of the park that says PG section. So if you're wearing a thong, don't come in this section. Your children are going to be here. And if you're going to take your children outside of this section, be aware of what you might have to explain to them.
Exactly.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Is there an issue regarding race in the
Continue the question. Continue the question for you, before we get the answers.
Is there an issue regarding race in the LGBT community?
No, never.
Not at all.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
I think that race is a problem. Yeah. What? Yeah, believe it. I know. I'm Dita's starting drama. I'm upset. I do feel like it is a problem. I think my issue that I have is I just really am like over people acting like it just doesn't exist, period. But especially within our community where we already have so much like kind of deep rooted issues with so many other things of acceptance. I find that people, and not just white people, but I even find that there are Black people that are in positions of power that choose to not acknowledge the racist behavior, maybe because it will mess up the check in their pocket or it'll mess up their workspace or whatever. And I do feel that race is a problem. I would actually have more respect for people if they just, especially within the gay community, just said, look, I'm a racist, we can deal with it. And then,
let's just make that tribal grinder.
So I feel
like I would just rather have more respect if you just was honest about it, because at this point, it's like people don't want to.
Can I just say, so first point I'm going to bring up is like, yes, we can talk about the white gays and how they center themselves. We had a conversation earlier about minority envy. I feel as though white gays use homophobia to erase and invalidate Black gays who struggle with homophobia and anti-Blackness. Yeah. White gays love talking about homophobia, but we can never discuss anti-Blackness as well as anti-brown policies. And also, if we're going to discuss the white gays who do these things, we also need to discuss the Black celebrity gays, such as Todrick, such as RuPaul, who enforce these anti-Black things.
Are they new here?
Huh?
Where can I find these people?
I'm sure you can Google them, find them on social medias. I personally don't know much about them.
What have they done that I would know?
Huh?
What have they done that I would know?
Be anti-Black.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I just wanted it to be said.
No, and thank you for saying it.
Yeah.
And not making me have to say it.
Yeah.
Again.
But that is the conversation.
I heard you the first time you said it though, sis. I heard you.
It got it in me.
But no, I mean, those are conversations that are definitely being had. And I feel like people who have the power to not necessarily stop it, but there are people who have control over it and know what's going on. And I think that they choose because they aren't being affected. And I even think, like you were talking about, where there is this thing where there are white gays who do fight for the racist behavior, but then yet when we start speaking and we really start speaking knowledge about and breaking it down about, I think people, and I've told you this before, I think people don't understand that, especially within like entertainment, race exists in such a strong way, and
because it's about the image. So we're talking image,
and there's certain keywords and there's certain things that are triggering to us in the way of treatment, and like it's something as simple as a dressing room might be bigger for you than compared to me, or like things like that, and that we completely like put that in us, and we're like,
and I think we have a lot of allies that think that they're like doing all that they can, and then as a person of color, you say, hey, when you say that thing, or when you pat my hair because you like it so much, it doesn't actually feel good. What do you mean? I was trying to help you. You should be grateful. I ain't been grateful since I was 16.
So now you just proven yourself to not be an ally. You're not an ally. You're just trying to absolve the guilt that you feel.
Yeah, and it was
the
only
space that you take up.
Right, but when I tell you that you're actually taking up more space than you realize, I'm upset. Yeah. Has speaking on racial issues drawn more lines within the LGBT community? I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course.
And that's the thing. It really does happen, I feel, because in the LGBT community, we feel like we've accomplished so much and we're so woke that when people of color, now that we've accomplished so much as a queer community, now when people of color are saying, okay, let's handle some internal issues, but it's like, what do you mean? We fixed everything. It's great. Shut up. It's good. And then you're like, no. It's good that we have made these strides.
It's because your opportunities are opening. Right. Your doors are opening. But
just because you shut down your boxes, my list of grievances is a lot longer, and I got some shit needs to be handled.
I was just gonna say, I don't think raising the conversations draw more lines. I think they just expose the lines that the whites had covered up.
Yeah.
With their trampling of, fake protest.
That's never happened to me. Like the thing, people, a lot of people don't believe that shit like that actually goes on because they've never experienced it themselves. So when I share my stories, I'm like, I was like, no blacks, no this, no that. like, oh, that's just never happened to me. I'm like, because that's your privilege. Like, you don't have to experience that. Like, nobody looks at you and based solely on the color of your skin thinks that you're not attractive.
And that right there is, I think, the frustration that POC gays have with some, not all, white gays. Because there's that sense of like, well, it's never happened to me. Why are you guys making such a big deal about it? It's not that big of a deal.
Because it happens to me every day.
It happens to me every day in the most simplest ways. I go into the bodega downstairs and the man is literally following me thinking I'm gonna steal a Coca-Cola.
And you live there.
And I live here. Yeah, it's like, so that, I don't think, that's where I think, with me at least, as a person of color, as a black man, and yes, I'm a man. As a yes, girl. We've been friends for how long? You didn't know this? Why didn't you say something? I'm a man, Maury. I've said it before.
This I'm a man, Maury. It's like,
but I feel like that's where my frustration is whenever like I've seen people express opinions about racism and within the gay community online, that as a person of color expressing their experience, telling their experience of what happened, and then literally a lot of just young, old, white people saying, oh, well, it's never happened to me. I've never seen it. I have black friends. And it's like,
When they use that,
that is so frustrating. Don't ever say that. Like, that is just so rude to say, because it's like,
the second you say you have a black friend, you just lost that black friend.
also, as your neighborhood nigga, if your black friends have heard you use them as an excuses for their racism, they too are anti-black just like you, and you both need to rework your thinkings.
And on a lighter note, then you'll love this one.
Oh God.
Describe Camila Cabello in 5 words or less.
Normani's second.
Don't know who she is.
Normani's quadruplet.
Second lead vocalist.
I'm the second lead vocalist of the group. What's Javier?
Saw it so late at night. Everybody was like, "Oh, you hadn't seen it?" I was like, "No, I hadn't seen it." And when I saw it, I was like, "But that's what Kelly used to say." I'm like, "Why are people making it a big deal?" But then I saw those faces. I was like, "What the?"
That video was so funny. Wasn't it funny? It was funny. I laughed. I was like, when did that even happen? And look at my face. I was just like giving shade. I think we were all giving shade. I think we were all tired, but I think people thought it was one thing and it really wasn't.
Camila Cabello, I think, was a lovely first alternate in something. What did she do? She fell off the stage with the right. Who said? I don't know. I just think she's one of those like.
Good episode, right?
I didn't know much about, like, I didn't follow the group when they were a group, but once the descent started happening and everybody, that conversation happened, I was like, okay, well then who is this chick? And she's just not remarkable. I think.
Well, she has also been called out for some racist things that she has said in the past. And I will say this is my frustration that I do have was, once again, somebody's being called out for making racist comments, and what has happened to her?
Absolutely not.
She still has a career. She was nominated for a few awards. I even heard during award season, like she is still working.
They let her hold a mic at the Grammys for some reason.
And that is what right there makes POC and black like
so frustrating
because if Taraji P. Henson or some of these other girls went out, Rihanna went out and started just reading all the white folks and calling white. I mean, look at the thing that Celia Banks.
Isn't Camila a person of color?
But here's the thing. Does she?
I think this is your cue.
That's where I need to call out my community as a Hispanic person. We have a problem with blackness. Yeah. Our culture, our existence has so many African roots, from salsa,
food period,
everything. Our style, our hair has so many roots in African culture, and we have gotten to a point where our brains are programmed to think that black is bad, being dark is bad, lighter is better.
The colorism of it all, right?
The colorism, mannerism of blackness our community does not like it. Me as a Mexican person, in our television, in our media, if you notice the operas, soap operas and stuff like that, the businessmen are lighter skin tone, blue eyes, green eyes, blonde hair. But the maid and the farmer are darker tone, brown hair, brown eyes. And that has been engraved in my brain for so many years to where when I came to this country, I was like, oh, I'm dirty, oh, I'm this and that. Yeah. Because that's where our culture in our Hispanic community has done wrong and never has tried to fix or say this is wrong, of saying, or trying to erase our African roots. Kind of like Dominicans. Like, I have a Dominican mom, a Dominican stepmom, and I can, not her, but people in the Dominican culture who look like you, look like you, look like him, all try to deny, I'm not black, I'm Dominican, I'm Spanish, I'm this and that, everything but black.
I know black people that say they're Dominican.
And it's no shade. It's no shade. This is why, this reason here is exactly why I am not a person of color. I am a nigga, I am black. Because people of color are also anti-black. Yeah. We can go with Latino, Latinx people, Asian people. We can even go through how...
It's true. Anywhere in the world, I feel like everywhere in the world, people of darker skin are treated worse, period.
Or looked down upon.
So Camila Cabello can just... So this basically has questions.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's where, like, that's my whole thing. I know she's not a complete white girl, but my thing is that if she's making posts, she's making tweets, and she's making things in the past, and she's being told, she's being reprimanded about it now, without any care of her because she's white passing. It's almost as if like it's just it's okay. But like I say, Azalea Banks out here telling everybody's truth. And y'all want to just completely, not granted, she is crazy at times, but y'all want to still
she went crazy for a reason.
She went crazy for a reason because y'all pushed her to that because that's a dark-skinned girl. And that's what I think people don't understand. They want to sit there and be like, oh, you know, you're being sensitive. I'm not being sensitive. It's just, this is what we deal with every day.
She got to her limit.
Yeah.
You know,
because my reaction is not palatable. And because I am black, it's very easy to tie that together. Yeah.
Well, this has been very therapeutic for me. Thank y'all so much. This is another wonderful episode of Queer Table.
All right, question number 1. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, no.
Fill in the blank. Azalea Banks is
black.
Very black. She's a very, very black woman.
Should be a little more, you know, I don't want to say sensitive, but like a little more like just, I guess, more progressive, like not even progressive.
Palatable.
Yes.
Ooh. Burns.
Mine were just